So, welcome back to the channel. We have a tutorial today with a mullet, a modern mullet where the client has been growing it out for about 8 months and he has a skin taper in the corner, a medium, and on top he has it textured forward. So, as you've seen, he was just explaining to me what he wanted with the back. So he don't want too much off, so we're going to keep it quite long and make sure it gets longer towards the bottom so it flows. So, as you can see here, first step, just creating a small triangle section into his temple area. This is going to give me the guideline for the taper. So, as you can see, I'm just pulling the hair down. I'm going to create a guideline with my scissors into the temple area of the head, which that's where we're going to come back to later to run our guard up to. So, just creating a guideline. First cut is always down to the head nice and tight. Second one, pulling out 90 degrees, as you can see on the... All this is doing is just removing the excess bulk we don't really need and making it easier for us later. So, after that, we're going to come to the centre of the head. We're going to create a centre profile following the flow of his head, sectioning the hair down on top of that guideline, sectioning his fringe because we don't really want to cut that just yet. As you can see again, following the second cut, 90 degrees out, check where your guideline is and make sure it's connected in. All this is doing is just stopping the disconnect. The last thing we want is to cut the sides, then cut the top and it still be disconnected. So we're eliminating that at the start of each haircut. We do. So after that, we're going to come to cutting the top. As you can see, I'm just sectioning my client's fringe out the way. To keep that heavy, it is a bit thin, so we want to make it have a nice full look at the end. So all I'm doing now is creating a guideline in the middle of the head. That's what we're going to use for the full haircut. So I've just point cutting that to add some texture following that section back. Then we're going to come to the left of it, follow it all the way back again, point cutting to keep adding that texture. Then the right hand side of the head. So we did a square shape on top to suit the client's head shape. After that, we're going to connect that guideline in using a vertical section on top now. So almost like a centre profile guide, but we've already cut the back of his head. So I'm going to create that centre profile guide. Then I'm going to come and pick up the front. So this is why we left the fringe nice and long at first. We're just going to take the ends off. Then we're going to make a nice triangle shape now, connecting that guideline in. As you can see, brushing it all forward now, and we're going to go back to horizontal sections instead of vertical at the front. I'm going to sweep it all to the side, pick up the front, pulling it a bit backwards, not forwards, and just connect that guideline through, then left and right as we did at the back. So that's the top done for now. We're going to come back to the fringe later on. We need to cut the back now, so what we're going to do is find a guideline off the top. As you can see at the back, I'm going to pick a nice 45 degree section up over the top of the head and connect the back to the top. So first guideline is in the middle, and we're going to follow that guideline left to right. As you can see here, I'm just going to let you watch this. Keep resectioning if you need to. It helps. Nice clean section equals nice clean cuts. So once we've connected the top to the back, we're going to cut the mullet into the shape the client wanted, which was a triangle shape. So first of all, we're going to create a horizontal guideline, but it's on the back of the head. This is our guideline for the full back. So nice big section at the back, horizontal going upwards. I'm going to pick out from the top, and I'm going to find that guideline we just cut to connect it both in. So, to create a nice triangle shape, I'm going to point my fingers outwards and my knuckles into the head a tidgy bit. So, there's the guideline at the top, and we're going to follow that guideline all the way to the bottom. Now I've gone underhand, my knuckles will be pointing out and my fingers tips towards the scalp. So, as you can see, once we've got that guideline, I'm going to use that guideline for the left and right. As you can see, I've just split it in half, then I'm going to use it on the left. Always just check for your guideline like I did to ensure. So I'll leave you to watch this. So once the left hand side's all cut, we're going to move to the right hand side of the head. Split the centre profile up again, take a section towards the right, and that's going to be our guideline over to the right hand side of the head, just like we did for the left hand side. So once we've cut the back using our vertical sections, we're going to cross check using horizontal sections. So centre part in the back of the head, this makes this next step much easier. So remember, when we always cross check, we always use the opposite sections. So as you can see, I'm going to start at the bottom, horizontal section, pull out, and just ensure we've not missed 1 or 2 hairs. I'm pretty sure we won't if we used our guideline correctly all the way across. As you can see, using our comb, separate the hair, pull out. All I'm doing here is adding a bit of texture. There's nothing left or nothing overhanging, should we say. So once we're happy with cross-checking, we're going to add a bit of texture. All I'm going to do is point cut. So I take a nice section and chip into that point cutting. This is just going to have add a bit of flow, should I say, to the back of the head. Once we've added that texture in at the bottom, I am just going to point cut just to give it a bit of texture as well. So on the ends, as you can see, just chipping into the hair. So after we've cut the back, we're going to come back to the top. Exactly the same as we did at the back. I'm just going to match these fringing. So pulling it down, nice flat fingers, and just following it round. Once we're happy our scissor work is all done, I'm going to add a bit of sea salt spray in before I dry it. And how I'm going to dry it, I'm going to dry it with a diffuser on a high heat, really high heat, and low speed. This is going to bring them curls nice and tight and ensure it sits nice and textured. So onto the taper, which probably most of you here are for. So what I've got is a 1.5 open guard up to that guideline we created at the start. After this, I'm going to pop in the skin line and remove the bulk from the bottom. Once all that bulk's removed, we're going to foil out. So we're going to start to remove that line, what we put in with our trimmers. So open guard, flicking out, then half open, then fully closed just below. That should ensure all that line's gone. After that, we're going to come in with a 1 open, then 1 closed. Then to refine, half guard, half open, then half guard, fully closed, just flicking through. Exactly the same on this side, as you can see. If you need to slow down the steps, just pause the video. Also, you can rewind and keep watching it. Also, a quick tip, put it in slow motion. So, once the taper's been done, we're going to refine using scissor over comb. As you can see, just following the shape of the head going up, we're not going into the hair, we're just literally taking the ends off to refine and lighten that area. Exactly the same on the other side, matching it in and refining. Once you're happy and there's no harsh line, I'm just going to create nice C-cups on the front using my trimmers. As you can see, just gives it a nice silhouette on the front. After that, just removing some neck hair, I'm going to pin back his mullet and just trim that area there. I'm not going to create a harsh line. As you can see, using all them steps, it's given us a nice silhouette of the mullet. A bit longer towards the bottom, as you can see, flicking out. Nice and textured, nice skin taper. Just what our client wanted. If this video helped you, drop a like and to subscribe. All our links are below. We do offer private education in Manchester, but we do travel, so if that's something that interests you, head below, head to our website, and all the information is on there. Until next time, keep watching, keep learning, invest in yourself, and adios.